Hello everyone, welcome back to Active Mindfulness Mindful Mondays. As always, I'm Gemma, a psychologist and mindfulness teacher, and I'm here with you every week for us to do a practice mindfulness or meditation session together. So looking forward to today's session, which is all about connecting with and anchoring to our feet. So our feet being one of the most hardworking parts of our body, and also, like many parts of our body, something that we don't really notice too much until something goes wrong. And here is a chance for us to really connect with and be with our feet. And of course, as always, everything in this session is just a suggestion, just an invitation. So if there is a reason why you would prefer not to use your feet or you can't use your feet, then you could choose another area of your body instead, like for instance your hands to tune into. So the instructions will be based around your feet, but feel free to change them for your hands if you prefer. So if you remember from previous sessions, mindfulness is all about the awareness that emerges when we learn how to pay attention to the present moment in a particular way. And that particular way is deliberately, on purpose, and non-judgmentally. So in order for us to do that, one of the ways that we can learn how to do it, particularly when we start, is by anchoring or grounding ourselves back to something that is very much in the present. So the feeling of your feet connecting with the floor is something that is very much in the present, and that's what we're going to use today. So most meditations tend to use the breath, but we're going to use the feet. So we're going to start with the breath, but then move on to using the feet in a very similar way to using your breath. But it gives you more choice of how you'd like to use this, and it also makes it something that you can do as you go about daily life. So meditation or mindfulness meditation doesn't have to be something that you take time out of your day for. It doesn't have to be something that you sit very still for. It can be something that is much more active, that you can do just while tuning into your feet as you walk across the house, or as you go to Tesco's, or as you get into your car. All of these opportunities are here for us to make use of, to make mindfulness an everyday occurrence. So as always, take part as much or as little as feels right for you. I will ring the bells at the start and the end. Let's go. So start by getting yourself into a comfortable seated position. You may choose to do this one standing if you prefer, but you do need to have your feet connected with the floor. So it's not an ideal one to do laying down. It's much better to be able to do it sat with your feet on the floor. And if, like me, you're kind of small, your legs are kind of small, you might need something below your feet, like a rolled up yoga mat or a cushion, in order that you can feel the floor or the cushion or whatever it is that's touching your feet. You may also wish to think about whether you want to do this with shoes and socks on if you're wearing them, or if you would prefer to take them off so that you can really connect with your feet. It's up to you. But get yourself into a comfortable position, and then I'm going to invite you just to close your eyes. So as always, it's an invitation. If it doesn't feel right or safe for you to close your eyes right now, then maybe just rest your gaze lightly on the floor in front of you. We're going to start just by settling into the practice, by becoming aware of the breath. So the breath being something that follows you around all day, all night. It's always here for you from the moment you're born. And is here whether you're moving or still. So just see if you can notice your breath as it enters your body. For the purposes of mindfulness, it doesn't matter how you breathe. You can just let your breath fall into its natural pattern. However, if you would like to perhaps achieve a relaxation with this session, then it may be helpful for you just to notice if you're breathing right into your diaphragm, which is the ideal way to breathe. And to do that, just place a hand on your belly. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. And breathe out through your mouth for a count of 4. And you should feel, when you breathe in, your belly rise. You should feel it stick out more. That's how you know you're getting the breath right down into your belly. If it helps, you might want to just lace your fingers together loosely and place them on your belly, and you should feel a stretching as you breathe in. Breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. It may help you also just to be aware of your posture as you breathe. If you want the air to travel right the way down into your diaphragm, then you can help it by making sure your chest is open, that you're not hunched or curled over, but that you have your spine straight, your head balanced. Just focus for a moment on your breath. And of course, the mind, being human, it likes to think. It might take you far away from the breath. If it does, that's okay. It's not a sign that you're doing anything wrong. Simply notice where the mind has gone and guide your attention back to the breath. When you're ready, it feels right for you, let's see if we can expand our attention by noticing the points of contact between your feet and the floor. So noticing where your feet connect, where they don't. Perhaps your feet feel flat on the floor. Perhaps they feel like there's an arch in your foot, and part of them connects much lighter than another part. See if you can turn your attention to the toes. Perhaps distinguishing between different toes. Perhaps noticing any sensations that are here to be noticed right now. Warmth, cool, pins and needles, numbness, or a blank, if that's your experience right now as you turn your attention to your toes. When you're ready, we're going to add in a slight bit of movement to our feet. And we're going to time it with our breath. So on an in-breath, see if you can put the pressure of your feet onto your heels. So you're kind of rolling back onto your heels. And on an out-breath, let it go, let your feet roll back and put the pressure at the front of your foot. And on an in-breath, let it go back to the heels of the feet. And then on an out-breath, to the front of your feet and the toes. So that you're actually gently rocking on your feet as you breathe. And then let your feet settle into stillness. And just see what you can notice in this moment. Perhaps there is an after effect of moving your feet in this way. Perhaps where the pressure is on your feet has changed or stayed the same. Just noticing whatever there is to be noticed in this moment. Take a moment now just to see if you can recall, imagine in your mind's eye, the last hour of the life of your feet. What they've touched, where they've been, how they have felt. Just going through in your mind's eye the last hour in the life of your feet. And when you're ready, letting your attention drift back into your feet. So imagine that your attention is like a torchlight that you shine in a dark room. And what you can see is what you shine that light on. Imagine you can let your attention just settle on your feet. So you can put the whole of your attention into your feet for a moment. You might want to now just move them. You might want to just scrunch your toes and unscrunch. Breathing in, scrunch your toes. And breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, scrunching your toes. And breathing out, letting go. might want to also move them in other ways that feel right for you. Perhaps you wish to lift a foot off the floor and notice what it feels like. Or even to circle your foot at the ankle. To point and unpoint your toes. Just becoming aware of each and every movement. And noticing also how sometimes the mind will choose to get involved. Perhaps it will say, I like this, I dislike this. Perhaps it will tell you the story of your feet. Perhaps it will tell you about pain or fatigue or worry about your feet. Just noticing if that happens, if the mind then takes you away from the direct experience of your feet into thinking about them. And when you're ready, just guiding the attention back to directly feeling and experiencing your feet as an anchor back to the present moment, as an anchor that can stabilize us by bringing our mind and our body back together. When you bring the mind and the awareness to your body in this way, you are bringing mind and body together. So in the last few moments, if it feels right for you to do so, just moving your attention back from your feet to your breath, just where we started from. You may wish to just become aware of your breath just as it is in this moment. After all, your body knows how to breathe. You can trust it to be able to do this. Or you may wish deliberately to breathe in through the nose for the count of 4 and out through the mouth for a count of 4. Each in-breath, a new beginning. Each out-breath, a letting go. Just resting in awareness now until the sound of the bells.